Marker, the Color Purple review, guys. Gets right to action. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Ryan680.
And I'm Angela, that Kelly Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. And if you have not already, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to us on our Alamo City Movie Talk page. Hit that little bell notification to get notified for movie reviews like this one, trailer reactions, whatever we got talking about in the world of movie news. And thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much. Happy, we're recording this on Christmas Day. Happy Christmas. Happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas, happy holidays.
Yeah.
Whatever you celebrate.
Yeah.
We're celebrating with you.
Yeah, exactly. Do you. Let's talk about this. So, Angela, what movie are we talking about today? You know, the most, well, I would say one of the anticipated movies for you, right? Yeah, definitely for you.
Definitely for the recent months, and it's a great way to end the year, so to speak. I know there's still a little bit left, but we are reviewing the newest adaptation of The Color Purple.
Yes, The Color Purple, guys. So The Color Purple tells of a story of a woman faces many hardships in her life, but ultimately finds extraordinary strength and hope bounds of sisterhood. This is definitely one of the top films for you.
It is.
What did you think of this movie? Did it live up to expectations? What was your initial reaction after watching this film?
So I will admit, this movie is based on the musical Broadway. I have not seen that Broadway. And I absolutely want to see it after watching this movie because the music was so fantastic. I mean, come on. It was great. I think everyone did. The cast was spectacular. Come on. I mean, you have Fantasia, you have Taraji P. Henson, Coleman Domingo, you have her, or I think it's H.E.R. or her. She, like, all of them are great. And like the songs, oh my gosh. And so I would say I was blown away by it, to be honest. I didn't know what to expect because I recently rewatched the 1985 version. Yeah. From Steven Spielberg, and it was so sad. Like, it was so like you see the hardships she goes through, and then at the very end she gets her strength, she finds her courage, she takes back her life. And I was really curious to see how they're going to spin that into a musical, because typically musical is a little bit more upbeat, a little bit more inspiring. So I really like the way it's the same story, but I really like the tone of it a little bit better. It's a little bit more inspiring, so to speak, in my opinion, at least my takeaway. So, but I really liked it. I really, really want to see the Broadway musical. If it's still playing, I'm not sure. I don't think so. But this makes me want to watch that because it was so great.
Yeah, there's a lot of and that's the thing too. I'm very particular when it comes to like musicals and everything, but there's just something genuine about this movie that really captivates you. I mean, the very first song that I felt like it was very strong. It was very, because usually with musicals and everything, with me it's just my point of opinion. With me, it's like you got to hit that number with the first song because that's the tone of the film. It's gonna set the momentum of this movie. It's gonna set the tone of this movie. It's gonna set the bar. And I feel like that they really capitalized on that. There was a lot of genuine human emotion in here, human experiences of human, just human beings coming together, broken human beings, poor, rich, doesn't matter, coming together, singing some of these powerful songs, some of these powerful few hymns that are from the gospel church and everything. And I thought that was really great,
and I feel
really
like
genuine.
This film focused a lot more on the spirituality side, finding your courage in God, and I will say that was really cool to see.
Powerful.
That was really powerful.
The
songs, again, a lot of them spoke to like having faith, believing in yourself, believing in God. Yeah. So I will say that is one major change I noticed. Yeah, no, Coleman Domingo, man, he did a fantastic job, as playing Mista. He was really good. Oh my God, like he was fantastic in that role, and it's so believable. It was so in a way to where, like, man, this guy plays this evil character, and it's definitely a villain evil character, and it's definitely an eye-opening because it just shows the acting chops of that guy, of that person. And Coleman did a fantastic job here as well, as well as Fantasia as well. Fantasia.
Yeah.
I mean, I know her. She's such a fantastic singer.
One of my favorites stood out a lot were two other, Fantasia was great in it, but the ones that stood out the most to me, and I gotta be honest here, because I don't think in my opinion, I don't know if Fantasia will get an Oscar for this. I don't know, but who I could see getting an Oscar are two individuals, and they're gonna be supporting roles. Of course, was Tajia
Taraji P.
Yeah, Taraji.
I love her. She's great.
I could see her getting an Oscar nominee, and Daniela Brooks.
Oh, she is good too.
Yeah, Daniela Brooks was fantastic. She stood out a lot.
She was so funny.
She stood out a lot to me, and especially we know the main story is is played by Fantasia.
Yeah, I know she plays.
And so she plays the main story.
Yeah,
but
Seeley.
I loved how they put these other strong supporting characters as well, strong supporting people as well in their strong actresses, and a lot of it was okay. So I know you talked about it already, and you said it already, but yeah, this movie is definitely less. It's still sad. It really is, but very it's sad. Less sad as the original with Oprah Winfrey, the original movie that came out. Definitely less dramatic. Very less dramatic. I gotta say, because this one feels a little bit more inspiring, a little bit more uplifting in certain aspects here, and it really carries throughout the movie in a lot of ways. And the original did not, of course. It was very dramatic. It was a very sad story, storytelling story, and it bums me out though, because a lot of people did not. I guess they're not. They're expecting the dramatic sense. So if you already go in, guys, if you do not know, this is a pure music. This is an adaptation of the Broadway musical, not of the Whoopi Goldberg movie. So I do want to shed a little light into that. I guess I by watching the trailer though, I was all like, I thought everyone knew that. Maybe they didn't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you didn't even watch the trailer.
People were surprised as we were walking out of the theater that they're
like, oh yeah,
I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
So it's very, like you said, you have to realize that it's not going to be like it's going to be a play-by-play of the original Steven Spielberg film. Although he does, I think you say, produce it. He's not the director in this one. Fun fact. Yeah. And also, you will see a little Easter egg in like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Attached to the original one, which is great. I was like, shocked. But I thought, overall, for a revamp or remake of this musical adaptation, it was fantastic bringing that to film, and I think. Everyone involved did such a phenomenal job.
I'm not gonna lie here, and granted, we do see her the first like 30 minutes, maybe not even. Halle Bailey,
I love her.
Dude, she was
coming from The Little Mermaid. She's on this one, and she did fantastic.
Girl, let me tell you, she was bringing it home. She was just, I loved her solo numbers in this. She only has I think 2 solo numbers. One with her sister. One with her sister, so it's not really solo, but she does have a mini solo in that song. And then also she shares this. So really, she has one song by herself. Then she shares a duet with the sister that plays which plays Seeley. There you go. I'm sorry.
Young Seeley.
Which plays young Seeley. And so, dude, Halle Bailey, oh my God, I wanted more Halle Bailey. Again, she played a character that's not she's only in, so many times of the movie. But
because most of the movie is when Miss Seeley is a grown-up.
When they're adults.
She's an adult.
Both of them, both. And so even more so, I was all like, oh man, I want more Halle Bailey. She sounded fantastic. Yeah, I even think she sounded better in this movie than she did in Little Mermaid. Again, it's a little bit different here. But yeah,
it's just different tone. Like you're singing about something different. Whereas like The Little Mermaid's a little bit more fun. Yeah, and she does sing like a fun song. Like trying to tell Miss Seeley have more fun, enjoy your life. So here's the thing that I really did enjoy, and that's the fun fact, is that a lot of people tend to forget. Hugh Jackman. Everyone knows it from Wolverine, right? But the crazy part is that they did an interview years ago, whenever they're doing For the Greatest Showman. He literally said that this is way more physical work on me doing The Greatest Showman than doing Wolverine, as playing Wolverine in all the movies. And I'm like, oh, why? Why though? And he explains because he's like, hey, I'm trying to lip sync because it's not it's over recorded, it's professionally recorded, done, and he's saying the cues are so much harder because you're trying to lip sync, and Halle Bailey was knocking it out of the park lip syncing and trying to do and you also have to do a choreographed number.
Exactly. Same thing with Halle Bailey. I was like, dude, she's moving quick versus just like in a CGI ocean, it's because she's a little bit, she's Ariel, so it's not, she doesn't really have to swim,
So but I could see that though. Wasn't he also in like Les Mis?
Yeah, Les Mis,
Les Mis, which is like all singing.
Yeah, but that one's really just like, it doesn't call for that
I will say I haven't seen Les Mis. So.
Yeah, but it doesn't call for that huge choreography of numbers and all that with different songs. And so Halle Berry was moving on the top of her feet. I was just loving it. I loved her 2 songs in here were just I fell in love with, and I was just like, man, I want more of her. She was fantastic in here.
I think, like I said, I think this cast, man, they all
surprisingly we saw Sierra. I was like, holy crap, I didn't believe it.
You didn't believe it.
I didn't believe it. I was like, girl,
I had Googled the cast, right? Because I was like, I mean, you see who it is in the trailer, but I
knew
Googled
her,
it, right?
but like, yeah,
and
Sierra.
I Googled it, I saw her, and I was like, oh, she's a grown up sister. And so when we were watching the movie, I'm leaning over, I'm like, you'll never guess who it is. It's Sierra. And she's like,
did not recognize her.
Nope. I'm like, Google it, and he did, and
I couldn't recognize her. I'm not gonna lie.
And she still looks fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she's great. And again, I loved all the cast. I think all of them did well together. They all did well in their songs and the choreography. I think the costumes are fantastic. I would say it's a very well done film.
Yes, definitely. I love the costumes. That's probably gonna get nominated as well. I think the music's gonna get nominated for sure.
I hope that this film gets recognition, whether it be in music, costumes, especially the actors and actresses. I hope they get recognized.
I don't know if the lead will. I don't know if she will. It's just there's a lot of competition here, and that's the thing too. We like to we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna more in depth on it when coming in January. I think late January, February. When the nominees or the Oscars announce them, but it's definitely going to be tough. It's going to be a tough race here for this, especially. But I don't know. I mean, I could see her because I don't really see. I'm trying to think of like competition as far as the supporting because it's women actors.
We say that, but then when we look back on it, because we have to do our top. I think 5 for the year, top 10 for the year. We're gonna be pulling up these films that have done so well.
Yeah,
and
there's a lot of movies that came out this year.
I know a lot of people have liked Emma Stone.
Yeah,
in is it Emma? The Poor Things.
Poor Things. Poor Things.
So I think like once we start recognizing it, she's gonna have a lot of competition.
Yeah, which
I hope though, at least they have like the supporting. Yeah, I hope they have the lead. Actor and actress. I could
see the supporting. That's what I'm saying. I could see a lot. But again, I've been saying that recently. I could see a lot of supporting actors and actresses really make the number.
Yeah, but it better come through.
Yeah, and even more so. I mean, there's a lot of movies that came out this year. So yeah.
But what did you think? Coming from someone who doesn't likes musicals but is picky about them, what did you think?
I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this musical. Yeah. I'm more. Okay, let me put it out here. Okay, so I enjoy if you're a musical movie already, and it's gonna be like that not the old style opera. Granted, I like Fatima the opera movie, but I don't like the musical. I don't like the musical, the opera. When you go to the Broadway and all that. So it's very different cup of tea here for me. But more so, there's definitely moments in here where like, oh my god, like this, I love musicals. When it comes to I'm a sucker for musical films, and the only one I can really think of that's one of my least favorites probably gonna be La La Land. It's a little bit different. I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more as a movie versus a strong. I mean, it's a musical, right? I mean, can't deny it. But I enjoyed Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone in there more than I like the musical numbers in there. But that's just my take there. But
yeah. I will say I was not a fan of La La Land.
Yeah.
For someone who loves musicals, and it won so many awards.
It did. Yeah.
Won a lot of awards.
Yeah.
I was not a big fan of it, but I have to watch it after we watch it.
Yeah.
But I would say though, I disagree with you. I think opera musicals are great.
I'm not saying all of them, but I mean, The Lion King was fantastic. Have you ever seen The Lion King?
Well, that's not opera.
That was great.
But I will say, give it a chance. Even if you don't like musicals, you don't think it's your cup of tea, I think you'll really enjoy the film for what it is. I really do. I think it's a great film. Not really necessarily for families. I think it's maybe for like adults or like older, like teenagers. Yeah, I wouldn't take small children here. But I think if you really enjoyed either the book or either like the original film that came out in the 80s, I think you'll really enjoy this adaptation. I think it probably will surprise you.
Yeah, definitely. And that's to say the least, right? Is like you can't really compare the movies because they're totally different films.
Yeah.
Yes, they're the same title. Yes, they're the same premise. Yes, they're the same characters. Totally different. And they actually, we're not gonna spoil it for you, but they actually Angela did mention they put a little bit of insight into the backstory, a little bit that the original film didn't do, which they
I felt like it explained certain things, and they left certain things out. They rearranged a couple things, like with anything, right? With any new whatever. But for me, explain a couple things that I didn't quite understand when I rewatched the film. So I gotta appreciate that for that. Not just the music and stuff, but the backstory too.
There you go. All right, guys. Rating 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. What do you give this, Angela?
At 8.5 because I loved Fantasia. I loved Taraji P. Henson. I loved all of the songs. Yeah. I think it was. I can't say enough good things about the music. I want to listen to it again.
Okay. Yeah. No. I'm gonna give this a solid. I'm gonna give it a solid 7.9. I'm gonna do an 8.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do an 8. I'm gonna do a solid 8. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed the harmony. I just love it. I just love it when human beings come together for the greater good. And it just I'm a sucker for those movies, those inspiring movies and everything of human beings of all class. There's no class. There's nothing to divide us. And I just love that a lot. I really do. And it's very genuine in this movie. I had a splendid musical time, and I really I gotta say this is a solid 8 out of 10 here for me. But yeah, we do recommend this movie, guys. Obviously giving a high above it. We do recommend this film. Check it out at a theater near you guys. And thank you so much for making this part of your day. As always, I'm your host Ryan D. Ryan 680.
I'm Angela Dakhadian.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Stay safe, San Antonio. Catch you later. Peace.